right, so this is a Hurricane Milton update, okay? So Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Milton came in, stacked pretty much right on top of each other within like 10 days of each other. And I'm just showing you what has happened since then. So this is us in season. And as you can see, the parking lot's full there. They removed the fencing, they removed the big berm that was there to keep the water at bay longer. It got removed and never put back. Docks got back open very quickly. They did a really good job of getting situated, and it looks great. If you remember, this parking lot, it had 3 foot of sand on it, just like that lot right there does. And this is what you can see. You can still see there's piles of sand in a lot of places. A lot of these places, I guess they have decided that sand is going to be their yard from now on. As you can see, a lot of these people have I've gotten a lot done. this one here, for example, they didn't do much, so they haven't done hardly anything. The beach accesses are all back open. And again, I'm driving from Bonita heading towards Fort Myers Beach. You see how much sand is on that lot. There's sand over here. There is a ton that has been done. There's still a ton that needs to be done. This is one of them that we tore down. And as you can see, as we drive down through here, there's quite a bit of work going on in quite a few different ways. The Lee County was coming down through here and putting in right-of-ways all the way, or right-of-way ditches down at the other end. Down here, hopefully they're not going to come down here and do that. They were literally knocking over palm trees and stuff to do this. Now, I saw them working on this sidewalk over here, and they were peeling up some of it. The master plan shows from Bonita all the way from Fort Myers Beach. After that bridge is put in, they're going to repair some of the other bridges. This is some sand that was left from these 2 houses that were torn down, and they piled it on the lot next door, and I wonder what the story is on that. Bonita Bay, this is their replacement structure for the temporary structures that they had built here. They were just like little like huts maybe, or like little what would you call them, just place to get out of the sun. Basically, they were just 4 poles and a roof. A lot of this stuff is in process. It looks really good down here. You get to Fort Myers Beach and it still looks pretty bad. There is a lot of work that still needs to be done down there. There's not as much green on Fort Myers Beach. So you can see these piles of sand that are being left on these vacant lots. So question is who does that sand belong to? Does the sand belong to the guy who has the sand on his lot, or does the sand belong to the city? Now, when they cleaned up all the sand that was on this, and some of this road had as much as 4 foot of sand on it, when they cleaned it up, the county made a big gigantic pile down on Lover's Key. And if you watch my videos, you can see that. I mean, it was ginormous. It was like 7 stories tall. Here's another lot that has a ton of sand on it. So all that sand has been left. Now, again, who does it belong to? Well, as far as I'm concerned, as a landowner or a property owner, if it's on my land, it's my sand. So now the question is that sand beneficial to you as if you're going to build? I mean, can you use that sand? Is that sand good enough to use to elevate your minimum garage floor elevation, which I think is 5 feet here? Now, this elevation here is going to be somewhere around 10 or 11 for the garage floors. That's just the natural elevation. But the minimum is going to be like 5. So a lot of this has been done. A lot of it's been taken care of. A lot of it's been worked on, but there's still, you can see the sand everywhere. There's a lot of this that's just not been, it's just too much going on. Not enough labor, not enough guys, not enough time. Over here, this whole trailer park, when Ian came in, was just destroyed, the whole daggone thing. So they're starting to get some homes back in there. A couple of these guys bought up multiple lots and put their houses sideways on there. It looks pretty good. I think it's going to turn out just fine. That is Mediterra's new place that they just got finished building. They started that way back before Ian, and they've gotten hammered several times. All through here, if you remember, right through here, this all had about 4 foot of sand on it. All the way through here, all the way over onto that parking lot over there. As you come over the pass here, over the last 2 years, these guys have been doing their kayaks and paddleboard stuff here. And, you know, every year it seems like there's one more company doing it. And it's kind of interesting. What's interesting here is if you live here all year round and you have the Florida mindset, which is pretty laid back, and then you get all the people that come down here from up north, and you know, some of them drive so slow it's not funny, just disregarding the fact that other people have other functions going on in their lives, and then some of them drive like maniacs and you think they're possessed. I always assume that they're just people who've come from the big city and they're used to fighting with their cars wherever they go. It's kind of interesting to see as a spectator. So this right here has been, this has all been cleaned up pretty good, and we're heading over up to New Pass. So this really didn't get impacted very much at all, and the reason is because of that. Okay, all of that is Mother Nature, and that Mother Nature roots all that sand in place, and it doesn't move around as much as it does when you've had all of the vegetation stripped off like you did on Fort Myers Beach. Now, I was out on Sanibel today. I was actually out on Captiva, which is the other end of Sanibel. It's a very exclusive area. By the way, this is New Pass, and I'm going to show you New Pass as we drive by. It's beautiful here. So, went out to Captiva. This guy's got about a $4.5 million house. He's going to tear it down. It was going to cost him $4 million to renovate it. It would probably cost him about $4 million to build something really spectacular. So if you ask my opinion, and he did not, I say he made the right choice. So here is the dog park, and we're on Lover's Key right now. And Lover's Key's been cleaned up really good. If you go back into Lover's Key, they've cleaned it up really, really nice. It looks nice. They are missing a lot of buildings and stuff, but they're in the recovery mode. They've had the beach renourishment guys working on their beaches for quite a while now, and they've got a lot of their beaches back. Their beaches were significantly impacted by all of these hurricanes. I'm talking about Hurricane Ian, then Idalia, then Debbie, then Helene, and then Milton. Bam, 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 all in 24 months, about 26 months. So as we come up here, if you remember, you've been watching the videos, you'll see that crazy driving. That cracks me up, man. It just cracks me up. So anyway, right here where this lot is, which that is smooth, that is nice compared to what was here before. It was all rutted up. So this right here was a 7-story pile of sand, and right here was the debris pile for FEMA. And then all of this stuff here, this is the bridge, and wait till you see how much progress they've made on the bridge. They have, I don't know how many spans done. They got quite a few spans done. All of this stuff here is just pre-positioned to put back into landscape, and so they don't have to go buy it again when they redo this whole area. From what I understand, underneath the bridge on this end, this is going to become parking for Lover's Key. That's what I understand from the plan that I read. Now, I haven't heard that from anybody else, but and then going through here, this is the approach to Big Carlos Pass. And right here, there's still 7 of those cranes. They took one away. I'm wondering if it was damaged or something, because they took it away, but now they have another one. Now, if you look up here on this bridge, now that's where I parked my truck when Hurricane Milton came in, so I could get over here. We took our wave runners and came over here in the dark to get over here, and I parked about where, not quite where that red truck was, but I parked up on that because I know my truck wouldn't get flooded there. And then this is what they've got done so far. It's pretty impressive. Watching them work, it's pretty impressive. The whole process, there's a lot to it, and it's very interesting to see. It's really cool to see when they bring them spans in with these trucks. I'm always wondering if all these trucks have different sizes. So if you look over there, you see that the sightseeing boat tour guide. Well, this is the place. If you want to see dolphins and you don't want to spend money on a tour, come down here to this bridge and go out down underneath the bridge, and there's dolphins here most all of the time. It's rare that you don't see dolphins floating around here. I'd like to take my boat out right here, and I kick the ass into the boat up, and and I get the dolphins to jump. You know, now if you want to do that for yourself and you got a boat, go 9.5 miles per hour, kick your engines up so that you create a big wake, and they just love it. They will jump and jump and jump and jump and jump and jump and jump. They just think it's cool. And I don't understand it. I've seen it before with different guys that I have run around with on boats, and I learned it from them. And right here is a good spot to do that, because there's like 4 or 5 little families, or pods is what they call them, of dolphins that hang out right there. So all of this here, before Hurricane Ian, you could barely even see the water, and now you can see the water a lot. A lot of houses like this are sitting empty, nobody's doing anything with. At least that one is boarded up. A lot of these lots, they're getting ready to rebuild on. It's rare to have Gulf access lots available, and there's so many of them available. It would make sense that, you know, relatively speaking, they're going to be more affordable right now. A lot of different things going on. Houses like this one here haven't really been touched. Now that house probably is not really significantly impacted, although the 50% rule could be coming into play and messing with them. Now this house, they started gangbusters on it, and then now they're gone. I haven't seen them come back. This place here should be opening any day now. They're starting to have more and more cars in the parking lot. It looks more and more done. This house here, they've been busting their butt on that. It looks really good. That looks like about 2,000 square foot on one floor. As you can see down through here, a lot of people still have stuff to clean up. And this is the beach renourishment guys are using this lot here. At times there'll be 20, 30 dump trucks lined up all the way down the street, and they dump there, and then those guys lift that stuff into the rock haulers and they run it down the beach. There's a lot of different things going on all at the same time here. The traffic has been just mind-blowingly terrible this year. I think it's got a lot to do with the construction workers that have to come and go every day, and then basically the traffic. You're hearing people on Facebook. This is Leonardo Arms. By the way, if you don't know this, but that was like the first big complex on this whole island, especially for sure on the south end of the island, Leonardo. And Leonardo has the sand in front of that's been removed by various storms, and they're going to replace it, and they're working on it. And that's kind of it's kind of a sensitive spot for those of us who live here who want to walk the whole beach or ride our bikes on the whole beach. And what happens is, the problem with that is you have to go out onto these slippery rocks, and it's treacherous. We're not 21-year-olds anymore. Most of us are over 50, and we don't want to be breaking our butts. So this right here, that's going to become a pizza joint the one right behind us is going to become a breakfast place and coffee. Nothing cooked, just sandwiches. I don't know that Skies is coming back in. That was where Skies was. There is a realtor there. This is another shop. It's called Off the Hook. They just got it put together. You know, the Islander's been open. That's Anita. She was the first mayor of Fort Myers Beach. These shops are open here. The storage place is open. This Island Liquor is owned by Surf Style. Surf Style is open. I wonder how they're going to do out of season. In season, they're killing it. Over here, that building is still sitting empty. It'll probably end up getting demoed. That's a commercial building. 7-Eleven has been open for a while. CVS is open. You can see it's getting cleaner and cleaner around here. I'm going to go and drive in the back of this complex because there's other things that are part of this complex that that I think you'd be interested in. So as you can see, as you look down the streets, things are looking more and more clean. A lot of the streets, you can't even tell a hurricane has been through here. Some of the streets, they really look bad. Now, the guy who bought this bought it just shortly before Hurricane Ian, and he's just gotten pummeled over and over and over. So this was a very nice restaurant called the Fishtail restaurant, and it is not, nobody's working on it. It's not back in here. I don't know how well it was doing before the hurricane hit. I love that place. It's really close to my house, so I don't have to drive through the traffic. That's probably part of the traffic problem too, by the way, if you're watching this and you're curious, because what happens is if there's nothing down here and you're not going to ride your bike down there, or you're not going to use your electric bike to get down there, you're going to be in your car, and that's going to create additional traffic too. Plus all the different guys that are working on the island. But you know, that's really nothing new. People working on the islands here, that has been the norm for forever. There's always a ton of renovation going on at any given time. This right here, this boat, I used to see this tour boat like nonstop, and it's been sitting ever since Hurricane Ian. I'm curious to see if it's going to get back into place. There's about 4 of them running around right now, and they all look like they're in nice new condition, very good condition. So this is what the marina looks like. All the boats are gone, which makes me think that they're about ready to do, I should say all the boats, most all the boats are gone. So that means that they're going to be doing some work on them. That's the only reason they were doing that, because they were using this. And then you've got Freedom Boat Club here, and they're going to have to use it while they're working on it, because they have made commitments to people. All of this stuff here still needs to be rebuilt. The owner has been concentrating on getting Santini back up and running, and you know, it's been quite a challenge. You know, he's had one huge problem after another as far as these hurricanes coming in, and Helene affected this, Milton affected it, Debbie did not, Adalia did not, but and then Hurricane Ian would have put probably this about the same elevation as my house, probably about 6 foot of water in here. So the Estero Beach and Country Club, or Estero Beach and Racket Club, they're open. They've been open for a while. This place here looks a little wonky. I'm not sure what's going on with that. There's a tremendous number of these properties that are they're still sitting empty. And what I mean by that is I'm talking about the condo complexes. And one of my friends is working on one. He took on the duties of one to try to get it finished up because he had bought some units in it. And I'm not sure if he's regretting that or not. But this right here has been a real sore spot for everybody. They've wanted this torn down. And so they're getting started on it. We were hoping that we would end up getting that project, and we did not get the project. But you know, I mean, we're staying crazy busy. But I like doing stuff on Fort Myers Beach just because I live here. So all of this stuff here looks pretty good, but when you look back up in here, look at that. That's still, you know, they're still in process in a big way, and they don't have cars there, so there's no people living in there. Now the Gull Wing there, they're working on the exterior. Most likely those are structural repairs that they're doing. Same thing with this one, probably structural repairs they're doing. This white one is going to get a full renovation. Stevens Construction's going to do it. These guys are waiting to get their permits. They're going to have a restaurant upstairs and downstairs. This complex, one of these buildings is done. I don't know if they're occupied or not. I'm pretty sure they are. And then they're still working on the next one. This is owned by, what's the name of their, London Bay, and they're working on it. They had some nice signage up on the fences, but the storms keep ripping it down. All down through here, you're seeing what I'm seeing. So the church, the Catholic church, is supposed to get rebuilt. We just tore this one down right here. This was a big frame house. The guy decided to leave the concrete, which he'll have to have that pulled out eventually. These two right here are brand new builds after the hurricane, both those that I'm looking at. All of this right here, these were frame houses or houses that were not made to hurricane codes, and they all got wiped out by the hurricane. That thing just sold, I think it for $8 or $9 million. And you'll see different people all the way down through here. They're putting their they're blocking off their lots, and that's because people can't be nice. They're getting stuck or leaving stuff or parking their trailers on their lots or whatever, and gunking them up again after they cleaned them up. Now we tore this one down as well. We also tore down this one right here, right here. Well, yeah, right here. And then Andrews is babysitting that, and they're putting in the infrastructure. This right here was a bunch of condos, and it got torn down. It's kind of fun. I have somebody tailgating me, but that traffic in front of me is not going to be going any faster. So this was that Silver Sands, I believe it was. This one here, this building here, they had it all marked up to do a bunch of structural stuff, and apparently it must have passed it. So look at that guy back there. He's stuck. You get in on that loose sand, I don't care what you got. That's a four-wheel drive, big, heavy truck, and it's stuck. So they're waiting for somebody to come pull them out. All this stuff down through here is looking better. These two right here were just rebuilt completely. They stripped them back down to block. This one right here, this is the guy that lived on his roof for a couple months to get them to let him keep that garage. And these buildings here, I'm talking new windows, new everything. What'll happen is the owners will get those back, and they'll have them from drywall out. So what'll happen is they'll have to finish up their units. They'll have to go buy their cabinets and flooring and paint and all that stuff. These two are timeshares, and they're really cranking out on them. This one's been taking forever to build. I don't know what's going on with that. They must have had some sort of a permit issue with that. Fresh Catch and Junkanoo ended up back here behind Publix. They bought out the bistro. The Shores, they've been working on it here and there. I haven't seen it consistently. That just got finished. This was Newton Park. This had a bathroom set up here, and it was a donated property that somebody donated it. This is the 7-story building we tore down. Here's another one being built. That looks like it's going to be about a 2,000 square foot on one floor. Well, actually it's not. You can see the sign right there. That's pretty cool looking. That one's got to be close. This one, haven't seen anybody working on it. So I think what happens is they run out of money, or they got to figure out their funding or something happens with their contractor. I'm not sure. So as you see more and more construction fences up, more and more people that have cleaned up their lots, which is really cool. There are still quite a few that are not. You don't want that. If you're listening to this and you live here, you don't want to leave this a mess, because guess what? People don't want to buy stuff. Your values are based off the desirability of your area, and people don't want to buy stuff in an area that looks like a train wreck or a bomb went off. So if everybody cleans their stuff up, guess what? Everything looks better. And when everything looks better, more people want to live here. More people are going to want to come in here. This is a new game now. You may be terribly upset that Fort Myers Beach is changing, but let me tell you something. Get over it, dude. You can't turn back the clock. It ain't going to change. You got to get with the plan. We've got to figure out what to do with this traffic, and we need to figure out how we're going to coexist with whatever developers want to come in here. We need to create some different options. You know, I don't know. There are answers to every question. Believe me, there are. And during season, guess what? It's just the way it is. You know, Sean Kritzer decided that it was okay. He put it on the website that it was okay for you to come here and stay free of charge in their parking lot. He called it a sanctuary church, which is that's just pissing on your neighbors, you know. So they literally had, at times, they had 20 and 30 different mobile homes out there, or RVs, just coming here and just staying for, some of them, weeks at a time, you know. And you know, if you live in the neighborhood and that's your neighborhood, you know, do you want the red coconut to show up next door when you didn't agree to it? You didn't move there with that knowledge. Is that being nice, or is that being kind of crappy? And then people say, well, he did all this stuff for us after the hurricane. Yeah, we're not saying anything about that, but guess what? Then you turn around and you crap on your neighbors by letting everybody and their brother come here and stay for free. That's just not cool. You know, I don't care how much good you did when you turn around and you take a crap on everybody. You know, I'm sorry that you didn't have your church insured. I'm sorry that everything that's happened to you. But the bottom line is, it happened. It's over. And if you want to do something about it, do something about it. But, you know, crapping on your neighbors and letting people come and stay free of charge in an environment that wasn't agreed to by the neighborhood is not cool. So, at any rate, that's me on a rant. This is what it's starting to look like. So those trailers should be gone soon. That is, back there is the town hall right now. Now these look like they're more occupied now. One of the people I see in the mornings when I'm riding my bike, they live in that one, and I haven't been seeing them as much, so I'm sure they've gotten back into their unit. But this Estero Beach Club has had a real struggle. Actually, most of these guys have had a real struggle because they got all these things happen to them all at the same time. They had Hurricane Ian come in and do the damage, and then they're having problems getting their insurance companies to pay. Over here's where the town hall used to be, and they stored the sand for a while. And then over here, this is where they're trying. This is the lot where they're trying to put in the food truck facility. So you got a lot going on, lot, but there's still so much that needs to be going on. Same thing here. We busted our butt trying to get this one. These guys had a previous relationship with this company, and they ended up getting that tear down. And what a difference between what Watco's doing and what they're doing as far as how much control they got going on. Watco's neighborhood looks like a train wreck, and theirs is very controlled. This right here, they got back online right away, the Diamond Head, and they've been kind of helping out the neighborhood, giving places to have town meetings and stuff like that. This right here, that 17-story complex they're putting in, they want to put 10 stories here, and they were denied. And those guys down the street got a 17-story complex approved, and it started quite a dialogue in the neighborhood. So we're coming up on, so this was a 1936 building here too. We tore that one down. This, I believe, was one of the best rental companies, Sunseeker maybe. And then Mojo's was here, and there was a nice complex here. Well, that's gone now. That building in the back right there, that is the beach bar, and they're cranking along. Stevens, I believe, is building that. The goods here, he's a long-term dude on the beach. We're hoping that he'll be able to stay. They're pushing these trailers off of the beach. They're not allowing them to keep things on the beach that are not permanently attached or permanently accepted. So basically FEMA is not allowing this, and it's creating quite a problem, because we need the businesses. We really desperately need businesses for people to come and do their vacations here. And then a lot of these places, once they're gone, there's just, you know, we're losing 30% or 40% of all of our businesses. So thank God Margaritaville was here. There's Tuna Skin. They got their butts right back online pretty quick. They worked out of their trailer for the longest time. And then this is the Beached Whale, and they're cranking along. They're saying they're going to be open summer of 2025, so that's not that far off. These poor guys, they got their pool filled full of sand, I think 3 times in a row. You know, including, and that's not including what happened with Hurricane Ian. They weren't open yet. I don't know that the pool was built back then. So this is what's going on here. This is that roundabout that they're working on. They're almost done with it. They're very close to being done with it. The whole project is additional and different configuration coming over the bridge. I was talking to the mayor yesterday at Ed, Ryan, and them guys, Beach Talk, were having their event at Wahoo Willie's, which is basically lunch with or breakfast with the mayor or whatever. They do it a lot of Sundays, and he was saying that, you know, the DOT, they're coming in and doing this the way that they feel like they need to do it. He's pretty concerned about some of the ways that they're doing this, that it's not going to really function the way that it really needs to. So here we are pulling into what has become the new Times Square for Fort Myers Beach. Again, this is a Milton update. This is basically saying, hey, this is how far we got since Milton came in. Actually, since all 5 of these hurricanes came and made a close call. So all of this going on, you know, Nervous Nellies is back up, Snug Harbor's back open, Wahoo Willie's, SOB's open now. Those are all permanent structures that have been permitted properly and that are long-time functioning businesses here. You know, there's practically nothing on the old Times Square. All that stuff really needs to be demoed. So that's pretty much it. This is Dave Lockwood with Remove It Pros Demolition, and basically this is our other site. We're posting on this other site with the Fort Myers Beach stuff. We're confusing the AI by using you know, Fort Myers Beach content and demolition content on the same channel. So at any rate, it's Remove It Pros Demolition. This is our Fort Myers Beach channel, and we will see you on the next video.